Hey, how's it going, everyone? It's Taia here, and I welcome you guys back to another episode of OOT 3D 3-Heart Run. Now, before we begin, I just want to put in a little disclaimer. I say little, but of course it's probably going to take a few minutes to explain. So, I might sound a little different to you guys. There's a reason for that. Now, I am recording today's episode on November 10th, 2022. The entire series, minus this part, has already been finished, and I was editing because, I'm preparing for the series' premiere, which is, of course, November 21st, and I noticed the episode between the end of Dodongo's Cavern and the beginning of the Zora's Domain arc was missing. I freaked out, to say the least, and I installed a bunch of those data recovery softwares, namely DMDE and a few other ones. Now, DMDE was just too complicated, I couldn't figure it out, so I gave up. And I realized, hey, at least it wasn't too far into the playthrough. So I started a new playthrough, played all the way up to Dodongo's Cavern, tried to recreate, my ammunition and rupee count to the best of my ability, and figured, might as well just reshoot the episode. So yeah, that is why this episode might stick out like a sore thumb compared to previous ones. I'm really sorry about that, guys. Just so you know, in the previous version of this episode, there weren't any deaths, and it was mainly just a side quest focused episode. As you can see here, we're going to be taking our bombs out into the world and accessing some previously inaccessible areas, and we're also going to be hunting some Skulltulas, of course, namely 3 of them. We're also going to be obtaining a few upgrades, such as 2 bomb bag upgrades and also an upgrade for our Deku Nut ammunition. I said upgrade a lot just there, bear with me. Also, you may have noticed that up to this point, every time I introduce and sign off at the beginning and end of each episode, the Taia soundbite sounds edited in. And that's because it is, because beforehand I was going by a different name, but I wanted to move away from it, so I am now going by Taia. I did not come up with the name Taia until around, I want to say the Forest Temple arc. So you'll notice that when we get there. But for now, we're going to be running into this guy here. His name's Hot Rodder Goron. And what you want to do is stop him with one of your bombs inside this little cavern area here. Cavern, who am I? Anyway, you talk to him and he says, "All right, I'll give you this in honor of your courage." And here we have it, folks, a big bomb bag. Now we can carry up to 30. But we're not quite done here in Goron City. There's one more thing I want to show off real quick. But yes, I didn't like my old username. I wanted something better, so I brainstormed a new one, and while I was playing through Xenoblade Chronicles 3, I was inspired by the character Taion, who I absolutely adore, and, so that's where the Taia part came from. And then Gara, I was just thinking about, Gorons and stuff, so it was originally gonna be Taia Goron, something like that. But then I settled on Taia just because I thought it rolled off the tongue nicely. So yeah, I was going back through all the older episodes and just editing out every time I used my old username and replaced it with Taia. So that's why it sounds edited and this one does not. Anyway, disclaimer aside, here we are, and allow me to introduce you to the giant Goron. He serves no purpose other than to sell you a faulty knife later in the game. "I'm working on something really cool right now, but I think it's gonna take a while. You can wait 5 or 6 years, it should be ready, okay?" But yeah, that's pretty much everything I want to show off in Goron City, and now I will meet you guys back outside on Death Mountain Trail. See you in just a second. Alright, now if you remember from the end of the previous episode, Darunia mentioned something about a great fairy who lives atop Death Mountain. Well, without further ado, we're going to be scaling up even higher, and hopefully we'll get the chance to meet her and see what she has in store for us. Now here, as you can see, you've got a few bombable boulders. Now, don't get me wrong, you don't actually have to destroy that one on the left there, but if you do, you'll find a blue rupee underneath, and I'm pretty sure I destroyed it in the previous recording, so for consistency's sake, I figured, why the hell not? Now here, for that final boulder, you want to hold on to your bomb just a little bit longer and throw it so that the bomb detonates midair. Otherwise, you risk it falling into that little alcove there, I suppose, for lack of a better word. Now, with this final boulder here, once that blows up, it'll lead you into a grotto. And once you step inside, well, in case you were wondering what all that mooing was about, here we have a cow. Now, in case you're wondering what you're supposed to do with these cows, you want to go up to them and play Epona's song on your ocarina for it. And when you do, something fun will happen. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, allow me to present the story behind Milk. What a nice song! It reminds me of the pasture. That song makes me feel so good. I can produce a lot of milk. Have some of my refreshing and nutritious milk. So yes, as you can see, every time you play Epona's song for a cow anywhere in Hyrule, it will fill your empty bottle up with some Lon Lon milk. Isn't that nice? if you're ever in a pinch for help, you know what to do. Just ensure that you have an empty bottle, of course. Now then, do you remember that snooty guard from a few episodes ago who recommended we equip a quote-unquote proper shield while climbing an active volcano? This is what he was talking about. So as you can see, the Hylian shield provides young Link here with the perfect protection from these falling boulders, unless you're an idiot like me and you backflip right into one. Now then, I was trying to backwalk there, but for some reason, the game does not want to cooperate with me, so let's just wait for these boulders to finish falling real quick. Navi really wants to... Come on, Link, why aren't we backwalking, buddy? There we go. All right. So, once you arrive at this climbable wall behind us here, should be safe any second there. Oh my goodness, look at the world clipping in and out there. Oh, apologies. Right here is where I meant. You'll find a few Skulltulas hanging out on said climbable wall, as you do, just like in the Deku Tree. So we shoot these guys down to provide us with a safe, nice passage. But there's one more to go. So you want to climb on up to the left here, step aside, collect some Deku Nuts, very nice, and shoot this final guy down here. Now then, once we reach the top of Death Mountain, I'm actually going to go left first, because there are two paths. The path to the left is, of course, the Great Fairy Fountain, as you can see. And here's our favorite NPC, Gabora, back at it once again. But he's actually going to help us out in just a second, once we make our way on through the Great Fairy's Fountain and see what she has in store, of course. Now then, in case you've never been inside one of these before, what you want to do is stand on this beautiful Triforce plaque here, pull out your Ocarina, and of course, play Zelda's Lullaby. And I'll just let you guys take in the scenery for just a minute, because these Great Fairy Fountains are very pretty. You know what's not pretty, though? The Great Fairies themselves, here they come. Some of the most infamous characters in the entire series. Their laughing is quite erratic. As you can see, their outfit is pretty suggestive. Alright, look at that low poly texture face. It looks barely upgraded at all from the N64 version.
Welcome, Link. I am the Great Fairy of Power. I'm going to grant you a sword technique. Receive it now.
And in doing so, she's also going to fill up our health for us. So isn't that nice of her? This glowing ring. Link, you're about to be bestowed upon you. You're up special in Smash Brothers. Ladies and gentlemen, the sword technique that this Great Fairy was referring to is none other than Link holding absolutely nothing. I mean the spin attack. Hold B to charge your weapon, release B to unleash a wave of energy with your spin. If you want to release energy without charging your weapon, just rotate the control stick once and press B for a very effective quick spin. When you charge power for a spin attack, magic power will be consumed. Pay attention to your green magic meter. Hey boy, you're a messenger of the royal family, aren't you? Part-time, I suppose. You should visit my friends who live across the land. They'll surely grant you other powers. Head to the path leading to Hyrule Castle. One of my friends awaits you there at a dead end in the road. We'll do just that, but we got something else we need to take care of quickly. When battle has made you weary, please come back and see me. So yes, as you can see, we now have a magic meter underneath our health bar there. And as she mentioned, it depletes whenever you use any magic-based attacks, including your spin attack, though I do believe the quick spin version she was talking about is immune to that. Now, before we talk to our good buddy there, we just want to make our way to the right here to a new area called Death Mountain Crater. Now, this area becomes much more important later on in the game, but there's something I really need to take care of just quickly. You want to roll into this crate, and of course we got another Gold Skulltula here. And wow, this area is really tanking my frame rate, but we are safe, and as you can see, we had a timer counting down there, because the more health you have, the longer you can last in hostile environments, such as a very hot active volcano crater or underwater. Woo-hoot! Well, it looks like you've grown up a little bit from the Great Fairy's power. But you still don't really look like the hero who will save Hyrule. At least not yet! If you are going back down the mountain, I can lend you a wing. Come here and grab my talons and hold on tight. Hoo-hoot! So yes, sometimes you'll encounter Gabora out in the overworld. And when you do, he'll offer you a ride to places. So here he's going to take us down to Kakariko Village, as you can see. Oh, look at that rolling Goron just rolling in place there. But yes, as you can see, that's how far we've come. That active volcano path and the climbable wall. But now we are going to go on down this little canyon here, back to Kakariko. Now guys, I know of course this is a 3-heart run, but there's something I want to show you real quick. If you drop down here, you can make your way on inside Impa's house from the rear. And next to this cow, who of course you can play Epona Song 4, we've got a piece of heart for you there. Anyway, before we leave Kakariko Village, there's something else we need to take care of real quick. Remember the Skulltula house? Well, we've since collected over 20 gold Skulltulas. So what you want to do is head on inside and talk to this gentleman on the left here. The curse has been broken. Thank you. Here's our reward for you. Here we have the Shard of Agony. Now this unique crystal resonates when brought near something secret or hidden. Its main purpose, is to reveal hidden grottos to you, which can be accessed either by blowing them up with a bomb or playing a song you get a little later on in the game. Now, as you'll see here, I believe, somewhere around here. Don't make me eat my words, game, come on. There it is. I'm sure you heard it ringing just there. We cannot access this particular grotto yet because we need to play that song that we don't have, but nonetheless, just thought I'd show that off. Anyway, guys, next up, we're gonna go take care of some side quests in Castletown, so I will meet you there in just 1 second. Actually, my mistake, guys. Sorry, before we head to Castletown, there's one last thing I want to take care of here in this Kakariko/Death Mountain area. So you probably remember this bombable wall from the first time we scaled Death Mountain. So why don't we take care of it real quick? And of course, we've got another Skulltula behind that wall. And you know me, I need my Skulltulas, guys. And I really do need them because the original recording where I got these is missing, so gotta do it again. But I digress. Now we're all good to head for Hyrule Castle. Now I will actually see you guys there in just 1 second. Okay, here we are back in Hyrule Castletown Market, as you can see. Now, guys, there are two things we need to take care of quickly, but I'm gonna start with the significantly less painful one, just to save my own sanity. So, we're gonna make our way on back towards the castle, as you can see. We're gonna climb up these vines, just like before. And we're gonna run on over to that dead end in the road from before, if you remember, because just at the foot of Death Mountain there, you will see there's a bombable boulder for us. And remember how the Great Fairy mentioned how she had a friend who lived near the castle? Here's her friend. So without further ado, let's blow this baby up. Stand back, of course, so we don't get hurt. And then enter the claustrophobic crawl space. That means for sure if we were an adult, for example, we definitely couldn't fit in there. Anyway, welcome to Great Fairy Fountain number 2. So of course, you know the drill. We're gonna step on up to the Triforce plaque, pull out the Ocarina, and hit her with the Zay real quick. All right, Great Fairy. What do you have for me this time? Is it another special move from Smash Brothers? Is it one of Link's special moves? Or is it one of Zelda's special moves? Let's find out, shall we?
Welcome, Link. I am the Great Fairy of Magic. I will give you a magic spell. Please take it.
Well, I should hope so, considering your name, you know? But I digress. Once again, we're gonna see... Actually, this is the first time we're seeing the giant glowing orb. I thought we were gonna be surrounded by one of those energy circles like before, but... Nope, my memory is not it, guys. I apologize, but here we have Din's Fire, aka Zelda's side special in Smash Brothers. Its fireball engulfs everything. Its attack magic you can use with 1 X, Y, or 2. You can use Din's Fire not only to attack, but also to burn things, which we will show off in later episodes, of course. When battle has made you weary, please come back to see me. Now, Din's Fire consumes a good chunk of our magic meter there, but like I said, you'll see it in better use a couple episodes from now, actually. In the meantime, I am going to cut now to what is by far my second least favorite part of Ocarina of Time, without a shadow of a doubt, and it causes me so much pain and agony, so let's just hope for the best. Okay, see you guys in just 1 second. Alright guys, yeah, I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. I love this game to death, but this part right here I absolutely loathe. The Bomb Chew Bowling Alley. Ugh. Alright, so basically, it's a mini game with a bunch of RNG prizes. I believe there are like 5, maybe 6 of them. I don't know for sure. Point is, there's one in particular I'm after. The other ones are just like, you know, ammunition. One's a piece of heart, which of course we don't need. And another one's a rupee. I'm not interested. I just need the one thing. But the RNG pool is so skewed. It's not good. I once did a playthrough of the N64 version, and I just straight up gave up at this part because I just wasn't getting what I was after. And I won't lie to you, in the previous recording of this episode, I got it on my first try, and I popped off so hard. I know that won't be the case here. Bear with me. Afterwards, I might honestly just cut to when I actually get what I need to show up, and I can't just skip it because A, this is a 100% playthrough, and B, in all future episodes, I have the upgrades, so I really need it. I'm sorry, guys, for getting melodramatic with you there, but this game just drives me absolute bonkers. It's gonna be a long night, folks. Bear with me. I can't take it anymore. Oh, finally! Oh my god! Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you! Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is the bigger bomb bag, as you can see. Oh god, oh god. As you can see, also, the admission fee is 30 rupees. I am down to 50, so you can do the mental math as to how many times I tried to get this to show up. Also, don't forget the fact that I'm kind of sort of playing on an emulator and I have save states, so it's a lot more than the tries from the numbers imply. And I really don't want to mess this up, so I'm just going to try and slide it safely along the wall here and hope he doesn't hit. Please, yes, okay. So we've got 8 left on this final hole here. We've got one of those spiky spinner guys in the middle, along with a Kuko, and then a giant Kuko. So of course, you know, my usual strat is to wait for the Kukos and such to be out of the way, and then just send it straight down the middle. But why do I have the feeling? No! Okay, the big Kuko had different plans. You can also, you know, send it on a bit of an angle, but I find the most reliable method is to just do this. Of course, you just need to make sure they're out of the way. Oh god, I can't fail here, guys. This will be the most Please, Kuko, move! Thank you, thank you. Oh my god, finally. Oh god, I was driven insane by this. I'm sorry, guys. I don't mean to be frustrated, but oh, just this part of the game really boiled my blood. But if you can believe it, there's a part of the game even later on that I absolutely loathe more than this, and you will see that many, many episodes from now. So please, guys, bear with me, and if you enjoyed this part of the game of me getting frustrated, you are going to absolutely love that part, I can assure you. Without further ado, that's everything we need to take care of here in Castle Town, so I will meet you guys elsewhere for one last thing before we end today's episode. Here we are, back in the Lost Woods, and as you can see, I've swapped back on over to my Deku Shield. There's a reason for that. In case you can't guess what it is, that reason will be made abundantly clear in just one moment. In the meantime, though, I'm just gonna blow up all these bombable boulders on my way to our destination, because I just want to be consistent with my previous recording, because I remember doing so. I explicitly remember talking about that grotto and how pointless I thought it was for the time being. I'm pretty sure I said that we'd come back to it, but being completely honest with you guys, I can't remember if we did or not. Anyway, beneath this bombable boulder, you'll find a blue rupee, of course worth 5, so now we have 55 rupees. If you head on over to this one, this is our destination here, guys. Next to the entrance of the Sacred Forest Meadow, you will find another grotto. And once we head on inside, we'll find ourselves face to face with 2 business scrubs. Now, I'm legitimately interested in doing business with this guy on the left, so let's talk to him. I surrender! To make your quest easier, I can enable you to pick up more Deku Nuts. It'll cost you 40 rupees. Let's make a deal. Okay. Thank you very much. So yes, as you can see, we can now carry up to 30 Deku Nuts. It was vital that I obtained that in this episode because I remember doing so in the previous recording, and of course throughout the rest of the playthrough we can carry up to 30 Deku Nuts, so I had to do it for consistency's sake. Now, let's also agree to make a deal with this guy on the right here. Even though we can't afford what he's selling, I just think it would be really funny. So let's reflect that pellet, go up to him, and see what he has to say. Alright, you win! In return, I will sell you Deku Seeds! 30 for 40 rupees they are! Let's make a deal! Okay. Not enough rupees! Come back again! But guys, that's where we're gonna end today's episode. So in this episode of Oot 3D 3-Heart Run, we did a fair amount of side questing. We obtained 3 Gold Skulltula tokens, as well as a variety of ammunition upgrades, one of which drove me completely insane. In the next episode of Oot 3D 3-Heart Run, I will hand you back over to Taia of the past, and he will take you guys up Zora's River with a paddle, metaphorically speaking, of course, where you will make your way towards obtaining the 3rd and final spiritual stone, so we can at long last complete our cool shiny rock collection. But guys, with that being said, I've been Taia. I thank you all so much for watching, and I bid you guys farewell.